Good morning, everyone. Nice to be with you, and happy Wednesday to fellow entrepreneurs here. Exciting very much for us to be here, and thank you, Krista, for the invitation. I think all entrepreneurs should be ready at a moment's notice to sing their song and tell their story, don't you? Do you agree, Reggie? Well, most of them are awake. Okay, we're excited to be here with you, share with you a little bit about UpliftNow, what we are. My name is Tony Holden, founder and CEO. My colleague Trish Miller is our secretary and treasurer, and the person that knows everything about what's going on with the IT and the operations and all of that. So we'll go through this quickly with you. Is this microphone doing okay? Here. One of the things that I'd like to share with you just very quickly before we get into the slideshow is our journey. You know, in the beginning, right? So every organization has a starting point, whether it's an idea that goes to a concept and then becomes a business. So Trish and I were having breakfast back in April, and she had just retired a couple of years ago as an IT executive in brand licensing from John Deere. And I was not ready to retire, probably never will retire. Just one of those folks that got tired, took a nap, and got refreshed, so I'll never retire. And I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've been a part of about 58 different entrepreneurial ventures, some of which have had a respectful degree of success, the others of which have been very expensive educational experiences. Trust me on that. So we were sitting having breakfast, and I said to her, and Tricia has an affinity for volunteer service, humanitarian, and I do as well. We were talking about different organizations, nonprofits that we wished and were involved with. And so I posed the question to her, what more could we do to help in North Carolina alone, there are 36,000 501c3 organizations and 120,000 nonprofits. And so what could we do to help those organizations better do what they do, which is have an impact in the community, right? And the answer is what we're going to share with you here today. So that was the genesis of our story in the beginning. In the beginning, there was UpliftNow. So now we're going to go to the next slide. So what if there was a way to help? Thank you. What if there's a way to help the individual improve and uplift their own personal lifestyle and grow their lifestyle, help their personal economics? What if there was a way to help entrepreneurs, just like those of us in this room, grow and prosper and make greater profits in our business? What if there was a way also to have those organizations, because how do these charities and nonprofits flourish? They rely on donations from folks just like us in the room here. What if we could do all of that without using cash? Is there a way to do that? And the answer is yes. And that way is UpliftNow. So welcome to UpliftNow. UpliftNow, go to the next one, is a nonprofit. We've registered as a 501c3, so we're a nonprofit that helps other nonprofits through a barter marketplace, which unites individuals, small businesses, and large businesses as well, and charities, and grows that organization together. So we're the first nonprofit, to our knowledge, worldwide. We've done a lot of due diligence and research. The first nonprofit social enterprise to combine barter trade marketplace, a job board, and a charity support community. Probably one of the quickest and easiest ways for us to explain this to you is through a couple of little snarky videos that we've put together. We hope you'll like them. If you feel inclined to dance, please feel free to do so. So that one explains a little bit from an entrepreneurial perspective what UpliftNow might mean to you and how you could contribute through that community to uplift organizations, nonprofits, and charities in the community. So we're going to share with you another video that's a little more on a personal level, individual, stay-at-home mom, someone that's retired, a veteran, disabled, anyone that's wants to be involved individually. And that's the next video. Thank you. So I'm going to go through this information fairly quickly because we're going to have a few minutes for Q&A afterwards. But membership is free for everyone and always will be. Just so you know, my background as an entrepreneur, I've been involved with barter trade for about 40 years now. I've owned two barter trade exchanges. I built those, sold one of them to the largest barter trade exchange in the world, BarterCard. Helped BarterCard build a large presence in the Charlotte area. I moved here a couple of years ago. Love this area much more than the hustle bustle of Charlotte. And so this is not new to us. I've actually probably been involved in over $380 million worth of barter trade transactions. So as the expression goes, it's not my first rodeo. But most of the barter trade communities that you would participate in, and there may be some of you in the room that are members of a trade exchange now, charge a fee, typically $400 or $500 to join, usually about $30 a month to maintain your account, and then transaction fees typically in cash of around 15% total. We decided, what if we just remove all that barrier, make it free to join, free to participate, free to buy and sell, no fees at all, and then we rely upon the donations of individuals and companies and organizations and grants that see the value we're bringing to the community. So frankly, it's a big leap of faith. We believe in it, so here we are sharing our song and our story with you. So online accounts are tracked, all transactions. We have a very robust software platform that we've licensed, private license. Members can buy products and services one from another. All of it's tracked very much like a bank account online. And then they can use those trade tokens also to donate to the member charity of their choice. Those member charities then can use those trade tokens to spend with other member businesses within the organization, saving the cash that they have and furthering their cause. What other models have proven the concept of online marketplace? I don't need to tell you about those, right? There's eBay, Nextdoor, Amazon, OfferUp, LetGo. How many of you have one or more of those apps on your phone? Okay, I read somewhere the other day there are like 40 million users that have the OfferUp app on their phone. So the model is there, but having to do it as a nonprofit is a new venture. So, but with the engagement of folks like those of you in this room could help it become very successful. So, how are we funded? We have no money. So, as I said, my son a few years ago, he was in school, he sent me a quick text, and he ran out of money, of course. Dear Dad, no fun, your son. So I sent a quick text back, dear son, it's so sad, too bad, your dad. So, no money is no fun, right? So we're just like any other enterprise. Nonprofit simply means we're channeling the funds back into the organization. We're not paying dividends, we don't have an ROI for investors. It's a different business model, we recognize that. So we're relying upon donations, grants, crowdfunding, any way we can find real good money, okay? Trade token donations from members can come back to us, which will be tax deductible for them, by the way. Then we can turn those and pay those to other members as bonuses for joining the listing products and services, incentives, rewards, and all kinds of fun stuff. Our fundraising goal for this year is $1.5 million US, and we'd like to share with you what we want to do and what we expect that we can do from that. We'd like to have 500 members, business members, from this room here today. If those of you in the room, most of you join, we would be about 1/10 of our way toward our goal. And it takes you about 2.5 minutes to join. And so here's our first ask. Please join UpliftNow. Go to our website, upliftnow.org. You'll see there's more information there. There's a sign-up link at the top that will take you to the marketplace. You can sign up just like that with Facebook or LinkedIn or Google+, or you can type in the old-fashioned way, type your name, your address, your email. It's free to join. Then you'll get an email instructing you how to list your products and services. Does anyone in this room, this is true confession time, anyone here have anything in your garage, your attic, or your basement that you don't need? That's up.
Don't be so proud.
That's the reason these other organizations like Offer Up and Let Go exist. So what people do is they sell stuff that they don't need, and then they buy something else that they don't need. So we're going to encourage those people to use these trade tokens as community value currency to donate to charities to help further the goodness in their community. Okay? We'd like to have 1,000 individual members. So even if you don't have a business, or you know someone who doesn't have a business, everyone has something in their garage, their attic, or their basement, or they can teach piano lessons, or they can tutor, or they can dog sit, or whatever, okay? So everyone has a talent or an ability or something that they can sell. Now, nonprofit members, we like to work with about 30 charities, and our focus is the Raleigh-Durham, Chapel Hill area, the Triangle area here for the first year. We want to stay really focused on this. We already have 5 charities that we've partnered with. You can see those on our website. Raleigh Rescue Mission, Jobs for Life, Corral, Riding Academy, etc. Thank you. So we'd like to create new jobs, 150 new jobs. We think that people can hire someone and pay them temp to perm with trade tokens. That gives the employee an opportunity, gives the employer, mitigates their risk. And we think that some of those jobs will convert to full-time jobs at an average of 50,000, that's 750,000. And job creation and cash money we'd like to create in this area. All of these things are based on my experience and what we've accomplished with a for-profit model where we're charging people. Total marketplace commerce, we like to do 5 million, and we'd like to see about 10% of that donated back to charitable organizations. So, this is our big, hairy, audacious goal. We'd like to 10 times that in years 2 and 3. We think that's very achievable based on metrics that we've experienced in the past in the for-profit model. We'll go to the next slide because we're running out of time. This is myself. We've got a really good, diverse, talented team. And we're actually very happy to announce that we just hired Ashley Lauren McSwain 2 days ago as our social media manager, and we're paying her in trade tokens. She's a student at NC State University, so how about that? It works. Yeah. So next, thank you. How would you like to participate? Be a member, partner with us, be a donor, and there's our contact information. Thanks for the opportunity to present to you to be here today.
Yes, so the elephant in the room has to do with the IRS. Could you just briefly mention about the tax implications?
Excellent question. We hear that quite often. The answer is that trade tokens are treated exactly the same as cash. One trade token equals $1. They're treated by the IRS exactly the same way. We keep track of all that. We provide to all members who wish to have one a 1099-B, that's the form, and we can send that same information to the IRS. So income, treated the same as cash. Expenses, treated the same as cash. There is kind of, however, a really unique perspective, and that is, let's say you're a restaurant and you sell your food, and you sell $100 worth of food, and your hard cost is 30 cents on the dollar. Okay, so it costs you, $30 to produce that. But if you don't, and you receive 100 trade tokens, you donate those 100 trade tokens, you're going to receive $100 in trade tokens and tax benefit. check with your accountant. That's a little disclaimer there, but there's some interesting things. Did that answer your question, sir? To your satisfaction?
Can you put the slide back on with the VHAG big area?
Yes, of course. Very happy to share that one. Thanks, Jim. You like that, do you?
I do.
Fellas got more hair than both of us put together.
Right.
So, just truth be told, I'm not a real fan of anything with barter because for some reason it just never works out to your benefit, you know. And where I was going with this is you showed that example that the math worked out really nicely, that they actually had 300 tokens left over. How does the exchange equate or equalize one service to another between parties to say that's a fair exchange? Like, what's the baseline, or what are the set of assumptions? Because it worked out great for the slide, but in reality, I don't think that's realistic. Because that auto mechanic, first of all, you know, demographics is, where do you even find an auto mechanic who's gonna be the age of the guy that was in that, that picture? You know, and auto mechanics are so tapped, you know, they could work on cars, you know, 24/7 for the next 10 years of their life and not finish. So where are they gonna come up with the extra time to do a barter job for 500 tokens? Something's not equating in the math isn't working for me. So.
Yeah, no worries. Great question. Thank you very much for asking that. First of all, we actually just signed up, Tricia signed up an auto mechanic a couple days ago, and he's gonna offer free oil changes, up to $100. So this works for businesses that are interested or that have excess inventory or unproductive time. If I said to you, could you take on any more new customers? And you said, no, I'm slammed, then we're not gonna promote, you know, UpliftNow to you. We're looking for organizations that can say, yeah, of course I can take more customers. So this is a great way for free marketing, free advertising. You receive those new customers. You're paid at your retail value. So one trade dollar equals $1 US. And it's a free market economy. Now, if you list a Fender Stratocaster guitar for $72,000 on trade, probably no one will buy it unless it's autographed by Eric Clapton. But if you list it for, you know, $900 or $1,000 or $1,200, that's a fair market value. Someone will pay you for that. So it's a free market economy. If you don't like it, you think it's unfair price, don't buy it. Just the same as you would in the cash world. It really is a micro economy that's treated the same as the cash economy. It's just a different currency. It's a virtual currency.
An auto mechanic may only list for his labor, not his parts, because that is his control.
Great. You're doing good. You're on
We
roll.
have one right here.
Yeah, so I did notice, just like you said, this is a microeconomy, and some of the issues of the economy in general would seem to show themselves here. What do you do in these two circumstances? One, there's a lack of the flow of the tokens, which means people aren't trading, meaning that if somebody needs tokens, they're not able to get them. And then the opposite problem, if there's too many out there, what do you do about the inflation in your microeconomy? How do you control that when, I mean, you can't control it on a gigantic global level? How are you going to control it when you've got such a limited amount of people participating?
Again, wonderful question. Thank you, and I'll be as brief as I can to answer that. So it's a fair market economy. It's driven, you can only spend your trade tokens with people that are in the barter exchange, okay? So if you want, you know, a new Maserati or a new iPhone and there's not one available on the exchange, you can't buy that for this. We actually are going to promote, we are putting some investment into this, not unlike banks do. So we can sort of operate somewhat as a bank entity. So we're actually going to offer to members who join, who list $500 or products or services or more, we will gift them a $100 trade token for that first time. Or if they list $1,000 of products or services or more, we'll gift them 200 trade tokens. So they now have some trade tokens, even before they've sold something, that they can spend in the system. We're actually, if you go to our marketplace website, and we don't have time to go there today, we already have several $1 million worth of products and services listed. We already have partners in several countries: Thailand, Australia, Canada, United States, Indonesia, several places around the world, because we partner with other trade exchanges. So we have everything from dog biscuits in Colorado to, you know, timeshares at Disney to $1 million real estate pieces of property that you pay part of your down payment with in trade tokens in Australia. Now, there was another part of your question I don't think I answered.
The inflation issue.
Okay, inflation. We're not going to hyperinflate the value by pumping fake money into it. So unlike you know, Federal Reserve, we match up the value of the token to maintain the economic value of those trade tokens. It has to be backed by products and services of equal value in the marketplace. So there's no inflation. In fact, that we can actually issue lines of credit to someone without the tax returns and the you know, P&L balance sheets and 780 FICO scores. We can issue a trade line of credit to an entity if we choose, based on the fact that do we think they have a product or a service, such as your wellness and fitness gym, and if you're joined up with now, we can say, yes, they're here, we can issue a trade line of credit because we know that's going to be something that's going to be popular with other people, and then you can turn around and spend those trade tokens for printing or promotional items or marketing or SEO, web design, etc. Did that answer that question? Not completely.
No.
I like to answer it completely. Can I have just one more chance?
Well,
Real
this
brief.
may be a longer conversation. than
Okay.
we have to take.
Yeah, I was
out.
gonna say.
Let's take it offline.
We've got one last question, but are you guys, stay after?
Absolutely.
Yeah, super,
Yeah.
all right. So Mark, you're the.
Sure. Having spent most of my career in the entrepreneurship field and the last 15 years in the charitable field, I see you're mixing the two with UpliftNow. But you two are entrepreneurs here. You're starting something and you're here at 1 million cups, so you must be looking to do well in the future and grow it. And I'm assuming it's not just for charity, you're doing it for personal reasons too. How do you pay the salaries of the people you showed there, including yourselves, and what type of salaries will you be paid?
Well, we funded it from our own finances so far. When we do raise the amount of capital, then we'll pay ourselves executive wages, the same as any other executive would receive for another nonprofit. They're not going to be multi-million-dollar salaries. They'll be fair market salaries for the work that we do. That's the same for other employees. So we'll have to raise funds from donations, from corporate, from grants. But we recognize we have to show value, that we're bringing the value to the community. And then people will go, this is really cool. They're not making their money through a for-profit model. Let's give them a donation to help them put some fuel in the tank to keep going.
But your salaries are not in trade tokens, they're real greenbacks.
Yeah, because when we go to Harris Teeter or, yeah, when we go to Costco, we have to pay them in greenbacks. And so we will have, but part of our compensation, that's a great question, will also be to our employees, will be in trade tokens because they have real value. Thank you, great question. Yes, please, I want you, Tricia, to do
So
this.
John Luckett with Raleigh Rescue Mission is one of our partners, and we talked with him about, as he receives token donations, we will work with him to help them spend those with services and goods that they require, allowing them to keep their money for their missions. So we said to him, if we bring you $10,000 of donations to Raleigh Rescue Mission, would you be willing to donate some back to us so we can go out and get another $10,000 worth of donations? He said, oh yeah, every day. So we're expecting other nonprofits to share back with us so we can help them to further their cause as well.
Great questions. Thank you all. We've gone way past our time. You've been very generous. Thanks so much.
Okay, everyone, now is